Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom from our studios at number 5, Owula Hansen Lane at Tesano. I'm Frema Edunyame. Coming up. Minerals Commission takes immediate control of Adamus mine in the western region after revocation of mining lease.
The Minerals Commission should with immediate effect take administrative control of this mine. Work with you to ensure that workers are paid and work to make sure that the processing plant is up and running.
Former Power Minister denies involvement in bribery allegations linked to former TOR MD Asante Kwekubeku.
His instructions are that he categorically denies knowing anything about any form of inducement, any money, dollar, city, whatever. He has absolutely no clue what is being talked about.
University administrators begin indefinite strike across the country, expected to disrupt academic activities.
Any GAWA member found working during this period will be deemed to be sabotaging GAWA. Pictures of such persons will be published on all GAWA platforms, and they will be named and shamed.
Also coming up, NPP supporters in Ayawaso Central besiege party office demanding rectification of constituency album.
We've directed the committee to deal with that, and I believe that they will be able to deal with those matters decisively. I also invited the Electoral Affairs Committee. They came and also briefed them after meetings what has happened and what has transpired. So all these matters have been and they appreciated the matters that were being discussed.
In Channel 1 Business. Petrol price is expected to go up as Brent crude inched towards $90 per barrel. And in Channel 1 Sports. Black Queens of Ghana to face Cote d'Ivoire on Thursday in crucial intercontinental playoff qualification for 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. Many thanks for joining us. Now in our first story, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakufibua, has upheld the initial revocation of Adamus Resources Limited's mining leases after a ministerial review committee submitted its report on an appeal filed by the mining company. During a working visit to the Adamus mine at Salman in the Elembele district of the Western region, the lands minister said the review committee had affirmed most of the breaches earlier established against the company. Our Western Bureau Chief, Akwesi Jayanin, has more.
The Adamus Resources mining lease covering Akango, Salman and Nkrofo in the Elembele district of the Western region were initially revoked in April 2026 by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources following various breaches identified under the Mining Act. The revocation formed part of government's effort to ensure that Ghana's mineral resources are managed in the national interest and contribute meaningfully to economic development and the well-being of host communities. However, following an appeal against the revocation by the mining company, the lands minister constituted a ministerial review committee to review the matter.
Following the affirmation of the ministerial review committee that was actually set up to look at the appeal by the Adamus Resources mines after the ministry revocated their lease, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, who today actually visited here to interact with management and staff, has officially stated that the ministry is upholding the initial revocation decision following identified breaches by the review committee.
There was a petition, and we formed a ministerial review committee to look at it. That work has come to an end. And I have concluded as a minister to uphold the revocation. What that means going forward is that the Minerals Commission should with immediate effect take administrative control of this mine. Work with you to ensure that workers are paid, and work to make sure that the processing plant is up and running and all the safety issues addressed, taking remedial measures to also ensure that we protect not only the sanctity of this mine, but jobs of employees.
The chairperson of the Minerals Commission's Interim Management Committee, Maufemo Atno, while outlining some of the challenges facing the mine, assured the committee's commitment to working towards sustaining its operations. The lands minister also addressed workers of the Adamus resources, assuring them of government commitment to resuscitating the mine and protecting their jobs.
We want to make sure that the Minerals Commission will take immediate steps to ensure the protection and the guarantees of job of everybody that works here, and that there's continuity of pay for employees, and that they ensure the safety of this plant. This is critical, very, very important. The whole, and you know this mine more than I, there's clear potential in this mine.
For Channel 1 TV News, I'm Akwesi Jenim, Adamus in Salma.
The chiefs and people of Atronie in the Sunyan municipality of the Bono region are protesting the continuous destruction of the river Moma through illegal mining activities. The river, which serves as a major source of water for the community, is gradually being destroyed by galamseyers. The protest began around 5 a.m. on Monday and saw traditional rites being performed on the river to invoke the powers of the river gods. Michael Saponufum reports.
The peaceful protest by residents of Atronie saw women chanting traditional war songs to express their anger over the destruction of the river Moma through illegal mining. Hundreds of residents dressed in red and black took to the streets, led by the chief of Atronie, Diawusie Nanamponsem Dako II. They protested illegal mining activities at Jirinjirin, a community within the Atronie catchment area, which they say is polluting and destroying River Moma, a major source of water for the community and its environs. Traditional rites were performed on the main bridge over the River Moma, which serves as a principal access route into Atronie. The rites brought vehicular movement between Sunyani and Atronie to a standstill for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, me pesa me catcher your man penny. Emma oti de ya how. Eya dia eya sefim. Zo say ya ti ya krom. Ya wo ya sase. Ya nsuo. Ya de ya diguma bia na say de wo hwe nsuo ya. Mpatai wo mu nyina.
For these women, the protest is not just about the environment, but also about protecting a vital source of water for their families and future generations.
No, see me yama mrewe and nam so me wu abakuro we mu no enkwade wu empanyiri wu eye yekura Atronie yensu a edaha yedidi mu yanum bie yedi mu ade sabi afeso a ema akura ye wo mu no yetimi kwa nsu anim ekoyi mu ade kakra ebe boy yekumu ne nananom ne akohoma ensu so be mre kakra ne yetu ani yensu na ye no yehu se ensu na ni asesa.
The assembly member for the Atronie electoral area, Richard Edu, is calling on the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat to act swiftly to halt the illegal mining activities and save River Moma from further destruction.
If you come to this area, the farmers here use this water to sprinkle their vegetables. And we know the number of vegetables that we convey from Atronie to Sunyani municipality. Now they cannot use this water to sprinkle their vegetables anymore. So the people here are suffering, especially some of the farmers. So we are appealing to the president and we are appealing to the NIMOS commander to come in and drive those who are doing the galamsey in the Jene in the Atonius 2 land, so that the inhabitants or the communities in this area will get source of good drinking water to drink.
The chiefs and people of Atoni have indicated that they will continue to push until galamsey ends within their catchment area. For Channel 1 News, Michael Saponi from Atoni.
Now away from the Bonnet region, former Power Minister Dr. Kwabena Donkor has denied any involvement in the bribery allegations linked to the U.S. corruption case involving former Tema Oil Refinery Managing Director and Goldman Sachs banker Asante Kweku Bekkon. As Ghanaian authorities begin probing the local dimension of the case, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, says it has commenced tracing funds and assets that may be connected to the alleged bribery scheme. There is more in the following report.
The conviction of Asante Kweku Bekkon in the United States has shifted attention to the people and transactions allegedly connected to the case. Bekkon was convicted on 3 counts, including conspiracy to violate the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, violation of the Act, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. The case centered on an alleged scheme to bribe Ghanaian government officials in an effort to secure an emergency power agreement for a Turkish energy company during Ghana's severe power crisis, popularly known as Dumso. The prosecution alleged that more than $1 million in bribes were paid or promised to Ghanaian officials. One of the Ghanaian officials who is alleged to be involved in the scandal is former Power Minister Dr. Kwabena Donkor. But Dr. Donkor is strongly denying any involvement. In a statement issued through his lawyers, the former minister says he had absolutely no knowledge of the allegations circulating on social media.
He is instructed us to put it on record that at no point in the course of making sure that we had that power plant in this country did he come into direct relationship with the person who has been convicted in America and is waiting sentence. He instructs me to say that he has never in his life made eye contact with that person. More importantly, his instructions are that he categorically denies knowing anything about any form of inducement, any money, dollar, cedi, whatever. He has absolutely no clue what is being talked about.
The Economic and Organized Crime Office has confirmed that it has begun tracing funds and assets that may be linked to the alleged bribery scheme. EOCO says asset tracing and recovery form a key part of its investigation into the Ghanaian dimension of the case. The U.S. case involved several unnamed individuals and entities, including Ghanaian consulting companies, allegedly used to receive or facilitate funds connected to the payments. The U.S. prosecution also referred to Ghanaian officials allegedly targeted in the scheme.
The Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of the Ghana Police Service has rescued 33 victims of human trafficking from forced commercial sex activities. The rescue, which comes at the back of several others, have ignited calls for the Chief Justice to expedite the establishment of specialized courts to deal with human trafficking and cyber fraud. Our Central Regional Correspondent Akwesiado has more in this report.
Lured into Ghana from Nigeria by recruiters who promised them decent jobs and handsome rewards, these 33 victims, with many below the age of 18, were forced into commercial sex activities. Those who remained hesitant and requested to be taken back home had a bounty of 20,000 Ghana cedis placed on them, until their rescue by the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of the Ghana Police Service, in collaboration with Challenging Heights, a local NGO dedicated to the rescue of victims of trafficking and modern slavery. Last week, they remained under bondage, satisfying the sexual desire of numerous men while the proceeds went to the recruiters.
Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of Ghana Police Service rescued 33 Nigerian girls from forced prostitution, supported by Challenging Heights. And currently, these girls are undergoing care with Challenging Heights. Most of these girls, upon realizing that they were being forced into prostitution, decided to leave. But their traffickers are forcing them and demanding about 20,000 Ghana cedis before they can set them free.
The victims are currently being sheltered at the Challenging Heights Rehabilitation Center. While plans are underway to repatriate the victims, founder of Challenging Heights, Dr. James Kofi Annan, says a number of them are hesitant as a result of high poverty levels back home.
Efforts are underway to repatriate these girls to Nigeria, back to Nigeria. But a number of these girls do not want to go back because of the extreme poverty that they found themselves, for which reason they fell victim to the trafficking in the first place. And therefore, a number of them are pleading with us as Challenging Heights to support them to gain jobs or to have training.
Several victims from the neighboring West African country Nigeria are trafficked into Ghana annually. While the males are forced into cyber fraud and other online criminal activities, the females are forced into commercial sex work. While commending the Ghana Police Service, Kofi Annan wants the service to intensify its efforts. He has also called on the Chief Justice to expedite the establishment of a specialized court intended to tackle human trafficking and cybercrime.
We are calling on the Chief Justice to expedite action on this establishment as human trafficking has increased in Ghana, and therefore there is a need for expedited trials.
Quite a number of successful rescue operations, but there's still more to be done in order to rescue some of these trafficked victims. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesiado.
The leadership of the Ghana Association of University Administrators has warned that it will name and shame any member who defies the association's directive to fully comply with the strike, which takes effect from today, Monday, August 10, 2026. The association is protesting what it describes as the widening disparities in market premium and related allowances between teaching senior members and non-teaching senior members. Channel 1 News' Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Hafiz Tijani, reports.
The association declared an indefinite strike and reinforced its stance on Monday as members at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology said they will comply with the action. Executives of the association at the KNUST warned against members who fail to heed to the leadership directive.
Any GAWA member found working during this period will be deemed to be sabotaging GAWA. Pictures of such persons will be published on all GAWA platforms and they will be named and shamed. We urge all members to remain resolute and united. We believe that with full compliance, we shall achieve our objective within a short time.
The association says that although it fully supports improvements in the conditions of service of teaching senior members, it maintains that such improvements must not result in unfair and discriminatory treatment of non-teaching senior members.
If you peg the least teaching staff allowance in relation to the highest non-teaching staff, you will see a disparity of not less than 50% in terms of the allowances. The executives of GAWA have made such efforts. They have written to the Fair Wages and the government, other parties in government, but regrettably, we couldn't get any positive response from them. If government is a listening government and obviously listens to our demands in respect of bridging the gap between the disparity between senior members teaching and non-teaching, obviously GAWA will consider coming back on strike. Because as we stated initially, we are not fighting the university, neither are we fighting the teaching staff.
All members of the association have been directed to stay away from work until further notice, pending the satisfactory resolution of the issue in dispute. Executives of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology met members of the association and emphasized the need for all to comply with the strike.
Meanwhile, some students of the University of Ghana say they are yet to feel the impact of the ongoing industrial action by the Ghana Association of University Administrators, GAWA. There is more in the following report.
Checks by Channel 1 News at the University of Ghana revealed that some administrative units have been affected by the strike, with offices including the Public Affairs Directorate remaining closed. Despite the disruption to some administrative activities, students say they are yet to experience any significant impact on their academic activities.
Not really aware. I'm not aware. I'm hearing from you for the first time.
Really?
Yes,
You're
yes.
not aware?
I'm not aware. It hasn't affected me in any way.
Whether the University Administrators Association are on strike?
No, please.
You're not aware of the strike?
No, please.
At all?
No, please.
Are you writing exams too?
Yes, please. My department. Yes, all the people that are supposed to be there are there.
They are, however, appealing to the relevant authorities to intervene swiftly to resolve the concern raised by the association and prevent the industrial action from escalating.
Government should look to that, because that's also their work is also important, because the university body is not just about teaching, just lectures. So they help in administrative work.
A similar situation was observed at the University of Media, Arts and Communication, UNIMAC IJ, where academic activities, including examinations, were ongoing despite the strike. Though the impact of the strike is yet to be significantly felt, students of selected universities in Ghana are appealing to the government to urgently intervene to avert the worst-case scenario. Reporting for Channel 1 News, Fauzuma Saudu, Accra.
The New Patriotic Party says its elections committee will meet supporters from the Ayawaso Central constituency to resolve outstanding concerns over the party's electoral process. The assurance follows a petition by some NPP supporters from Ayawaso Central who stormed the party's headquarters to demand access to the party's leadership and present their grievances. There is more in this report by John Edujiboja and read by Christopher Kevin Asima.
The angry supporters say the party's leadership had failed to address the many challenges in the constituency. They claim the constituency album is forged with challenges. Speaking to Channel 1 News, Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, Haruna Mohammed, says the supporters were initially asked by security personnel to wait while their identities and purpose were established.
At the very instance of when they arrived, they wanted to have access straight to the headquarters. So the security had calmed them and asked them to wait, and then so that they listened to their leaders as to who is coming to the headquarters. Whilst they are coming, Ayawaso Central is not written on their faces. So the security needed to know where they are coming from and who they are. So we called the leaders in on top. We had a meeting. They were sitting in air conditioning. We provided them with water. We had a discussion. We allowed them into the compound. When we finished, I came out on behalf of the General Secretary to address them and also to tell them the conclusions that we have reached in respect of how we are going to resolve their matter.
He noted that the final decision on the electoral process in Ayawaso Central would be announced soon.
We've directed the committee to deal with that, and I believe that they will be able to deal with those matters decisively. I also invited the Electoral Affairs Committee. They came and also briefed them after meetings what has happened and what has transpired. So all these matters have been and they appreciated the matters that were being discussed, and they were happy. And then they left the headquarters back to their various constituency communities in their constituency. The outcome of tomorrow's meeting is what will inform the next line of action.
You're watching the Channel 1 Newsroom, still to come. Petrol prices expected to go up as Brent crude inched towards $90 per barrel. We'll be right back. Do stay.
kicking your year off in all her glory. With more, because we got you. You get it? We got kicks. We got scrolls. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone. With an upgrade on us, just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, overfilling.
Lizzie Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce is spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS. By Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboxes are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompt, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
As the sun rises over the city of Accra, its warm glow settles on one of the city's most thoughtfully planned communities, Lakeside Estate, and once again, something exceptional is unfolding. After the successful sale of our 4-bedroom Orca at Lakeside Hills, a new masterpiece is about to make its debut. An exquisite 4-bedroom story Orca home overlooking a breathtaking landscape of the Abri Mountains. This remarkable home now features a total floor area of 330 square meters, set on a generous 7,140 square foot plot. Step inside and you're welcomed by a spacious foyer leading to an open living and dining area, paired with a modern fitted kitchen with a stylish island crafted for the ultimate cooking experience. On the first floor, family living takes center stage. Spend quality time together and enjoy the convenience of a newly added infinite kitchenette, perfect for warming up your coffee or tea. For our esteemed homeowners who value privacy and productivity, a dedicated study area has been beautifully integrated into the design. This new home is a testament to trust, craftsmanship, and modern living. A space where elegance, comfort, and style come together effortlessly. Book your spot today by calling our sales expert on 020-477-5040 or 020-477-5042. Lakeside Estate, quality homes for all.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with Shika Caesar.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
Years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. It's time to celebrate you big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. Win one of 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados and your share of over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards. Let's be your connection plug in your everyday hustle. Make video calls, browse the internet for business with family and friends. Make that money move and stay ahead. Because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years with the MTN at 30 promo. Connect, use, build points and win big. Dial *530# or visit my MTN app for more. T's and T's apply.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
You're welcome, Sheiks.
Thank you very much, Prima.
Not too much of a pleasant news, with the Brent crude prices, huh?
Unfortunately not. We are going to experience a little bit rise in the fuel prices. Yes,
there's not much we can do about it.
Exactly.
Tell us more.
Now, consumers could face renewed pressure at the fuel pumps as Brent crude prices inch towards $90 per barrel, with petrol particularly exposed to further price increases following government's decision not to intervene in the product. We have more in the following report.
The absence of an intervention on petrol means motorists remain fully exposed to movements in global crude oil prices, the exchange rate, and other factors that determine domestic pump prices. This comes as petrol prices at some oil marketing companies are already inching towards the 15 cedi per litre, with some OMCs having adjusted their prices upwards to reflect changes in weighted average cost of RON 91 gasoline. A further rise in Brent crude could increase the cost of importing petroleum products into Ghana, potentially pushing petrol prices higher in the first pricing window of August and subsequent pricing windows. The impact could extend beyond motorists as higher petrol prices typically raise transportation and distribution costs for businesses and households. This could put additional pressure on the prices of goods and services at a time when consumers are already adjusting to elevated fuel costs. While the government has reduced the regulatory margin on diesel by 2 cedi per litre for 1 month, petrol has been left to respond to market conditions. The key concern, therefore, is whether rise in global oil prices will translate into another round of pump price increases, further increasing the cost of transport and doing business.
As a hugely important country. If I had to use $10,000 to import 1 barrel, now I would need more than that to import the same barrel. That's bringing the high demand on USD, all right, from our part of the world or from our part of the business, all right. So that for sure will bring a bit of stress on the BOG. So I would advise that the government to make dollars available for import of crude oil product so that we don't feel the heat in terms of the demand for forex. We are buying the fuel at very high prices, and we cannot keep on selling below just in the name of price war. Now price war is over.
Now, the implementation of the government-approved 720 Ghana cedi ceiling for the container administrative charge, also known as the local handling charge, continues to face resistance from some shipping lines operating at Ghana's ports. Despite the directive, the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders says some shipping lines are still charging rates above the approved ceiling. So, why are shipping lines refusing to comply? Here's an explainer.
The key issue is cost recovery. Some shipping lines believe the 720 cedi rate does not adequately cover the cost associated with handling containers and, as a result, argue that the new rate does not sufficiently protect their commercial interests. The shipping lines are therefore reluctant to adopt the approved rate and have continued to apply charges they consider more reflective of the operational costs. This has created a gap between the rate approved by the authorities and what some shipping lines are actually charging at the port. What does the directive require? Now, the government's decision to set a ceiling on the container administrative charge was intended to bring greater certainty and predictability to the charges imposed on importers and other port users. However, the concerns raised by shipping lines suggest that there is still disagreement over whether the approved rate is commercially viable. For the shipping lines, the argument is essentially that a regulated charge should adequately compensate them for the services and costs involved. The immediate challenge for the regulators is to bridge the gap between the government-approved rate and the rates being charged by some shipping lines. Until that is resolved, the container administrative charge is likely to remain a point of contention at Ghana's ports. The bigger question is whether the authorities can enforce the 720 cedi ceiling while also addressing the shipping lines' concerns over the adequacy of the approved rates.
Let's now bring in an update on crude oil prices and how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's it for Channel 1 Business. I am Nashika Caesar. Fema, back to you.
Many thanks to you. Now to some other stories. Government says it is reinforcing sanitation as a key performance indicator for metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies. Now this forms part of efforts to improve cleanliness and help prevent a recurrence of the deadly flooding recorded in parts of the country on June 29, 2026. Channel 1 News' Sarah Pierre has more.
Speaking at the second National Dialogue on Decentralization and Responsive Governance in Accra, Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opukwajiman said MMDAs will be expected to demonstrate measurable improvements in sanitation and waste management. She said government is strengthening local accountability for environmental health and sanitation.
The recent flooding in several parts of our major cities is a sober reminder of the consequences of weaknesses in waste management, sanitation practices, and the enforcement of environmental standards. Cleanliness must become a daily discipline. To reinforce this commitment, sanitation performance is now a key performance indicator. Assemblies will be expected to demonstrate measurable improvements in cleanliness and waste management.
Former Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, urged security services to work proactively with MMDAs to address sanitation and other factors that could contribute to flooding. He urged them to focus on prevention rather than recovery to help avert another fatal flooding disaster.
We must all perceive the flooding situation in the country as a national security threat. And I'm happy that the national security came in to support us to solve it. But that was reaction. The national security should have come in earlier, and that will be prevention. 2027, that is what we need to do. And we'll be ready to support you.
Meanwhile, Education Minister and Member of Parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu, urged government to begin fulfilling its manifesto promise to increase the District Assembly's Common Fund from 5% to 7.5%.
Chief Director, Minister of Finance, do that for them. The NDC and the mills, this Assembly Common Fund was 7.5%. We want to work gingerly and gradually towards same. So in 2027, you can give 1%. 2028, add another 1%. And we would have honored the manifesto pledge of an adjustment of the District Assembly Common Fund to 7.5%.
The dialogue is expected to shape practical reforms and strengthen local governance and make decentralization more responsive to the needs of communities. Reporting for the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Sarah Apia.
The legislative instrument required to give legal backing to Ghana's Creative Arts Fund and make it fully operational is expected to be presented to Parliament for consideration and approval. Speaking at the Accountability Series on Monday, August 10, the Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Abla Jifat Gomashi, said the LI is currently at the Attorney General's Department and is expected to be forwarded to Parliament soon.
The sector minister took her turn to highlight development in Ghana's tourism and creative arts sectors. Key among these are gains in domestic tourism, the promotion of local languages, and growth in local content and the film industry. She said domestic tourism recorded growth, with visits increasing in the 2025 data.
Domestic tourism grew from 1.68 million visits in 2024 to 1.7 million visits in 2025, representing 7% growth. The total revenue generated from the arrivals in 2025 is 4.34 billion, I beg your pardon. The 10 most visited attractions in Ghana combined to draw 1,377,588 visitors in 2025. This accounted for roughly 77% of all domestic tourism site visits nationwide.
The minister also outlined efforts to improve Ghana's national theatre, including ongoing collaboration with the Chinese government to renovate the existing facility. She added that plans for an additional theatre are also in the pipeline.
6. Rehabilitate the National Theatre of Ghana in Accra and commence plans to build a second national theatre in Kumasi. I've given you that report, but let me add quickly that I took a tour of the Ashanti region's the theatre spaces and Center for National Culture Spaces. And I've suggested to Cabinet that instead of starting a new one, we focus on finishing what has been started. And Cabinet is in approval.
Another major intervention is the Creative Arts Fund, which has a seed allocation of 20 million cedis to support initiatives across the sector. However, the minister says the fund requires the necessary legal framework before it can become fully operational.
Creative Arts Fund, once again, you will recall, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that this is the second time that the government of the NDC is supporting the sector with cash. In the 2026 budget, His Excellency the President, through the Finance Minister, announced a seed money of 20 million Ghana cedis for the creative arts sector.
The top 100 contestants in City FM and Channel 1 TV's 2026 Literacy Challenge will be announced on Tuesday, August 11, following the assessment of hundreds of entries from all 16 regions of the country. There's more in this report.
The wait is almost over. After hundreds of entries from across the country, the search for Ghana's brightest young minds in the 2026 edition of the Literacy Challenge is entering its next big stage. On August 11, the top 100 contestants will finally be revealed on the City Breakfast Show on City FM and Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV.
Well, I'm very happy to announce that our examiners have completed their marking of the scripts, and we did receive entries from all the 16 regions of Ghana, strong representation, which is what we wanted, which is what we set out to ensure would happen. And I want to thank the young people of Ghana for writing their hearts out in their numbers. Now, what does that mean? Tomorrow, Tuesday, the 11th of August, we will be announcing the top 100 participants for the Literacy Challenge 2026. The first announcement, the big announcement, will happen on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV.
The successful contestants will now face another crucial test. On Sunday, August 16, 2026, they will converge in Accra for Level 2, a written aptitude test designed to challenge their knowledge, reasoning, and literacy skills.
Now, these top 100 participants, will be writing an aptitude test in the Level 2 of the Literacy Challenge. So Sunday, the 16th of August, that's the next Sunday, coming Sunday, we will ask them to meet us, meet me there kind of vibe, at the British Council in Accra, and they will sit and write a multiple choice aptitude test. Now, this next stage test, application of knowledge, it's reasoning, it's general knowledge, anything from your mathematics to your creative elements, to your science, to your general knowledge in terms of current affairs, all those things will be in there, but of course age appropriate. We're still looking at the pre-secondary school level in terms of scope, and then ages 11 to 15.
With the top 100 about to be unveiled, the journey to discovering Ghana's next literacy champion is only getting started. The 2026 Literacy Challenge is proudly sponsored by Prospectus Ghana Limited, SIC Insurance PLC, Advocate Publishing, Tema Oil Refinery, and the Delhi Group.
You're still live on the Channel 1 Newsroom. We take a breather here. When we return, Black Queens of Ghana to face Cote d'Ivoire on Thursday in crucial intercontinental playoff qualification for 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. We'll bring you the details shortly. Don't go away.
This July, get ready for stories that will make your heart race. From love and passion to secrets and lies that can ruin everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m, Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m, Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m, and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m, Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus, Channel 133 on DSTV.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Miss your friend me calico, just call me cockroach. Now, miss your friend me once now.
Hey, is that you? Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Miss your friend is sasso quell. Yeah, come to my sasso.
Come tum preko.
Are you planning to relocate from your company office or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
Hello again. Up next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abekotre. You welcome back home. How was Glasgow?
It was cold.
Yeah. You look Glasgowish. You look Scotland. All right. But the Black Queens are playing on Thursday. Should we be praying, or you think they are very, very ready?
Would you want to add them to your prayer topics?
I'm not sure about that yet.
You want to see them at the World Cup?
Yes.
Then the only way is for you to
This
add
is not
them.
spiritual.
It's physical.
It is preparation. Tell us how prepared they are.
Let's get into it, shall we now? Ghana's Black Queens will face Cote d'Ivoire on Thursday, August 13, in a crucial intercontinental playoff qualification, with the winner keeping their hopes of reaching the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup alive. Ghana missed out on automatic qualification after a 2-1 quarter-final defeat to Malawi, while Cote d'Ivoire also dropped into the playoff stage after losing their quarter-final. The winner of Thursday's clash will advance to the Intercontinental Playoffs, where Africa will have 2 representatives competing alongside teams from Asia, Oceania, and South America for places at the World Cup in Brazil. To keep their hopes alive in the World Cup, the Black Queens must win and progress to the next phase of the qualification process. If Ghana advances, the team will compete in the final playoff phase in February 2027, where place at the World Cup will be at stake. Let's now switch focus to FIFA, because FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino, may have abandoned his controversial plan to sell a stake in the FIFA World Cup, but the fallout is far from over. UEFA, CONCACAF, and the Asian Football Confederations have called for an independent review of the proposal, accusing FIFA's leadership of deception and what they describe as a fundamental breach of trust. The development comes as Infantino prepares to seek another term as FIFA president next year, raising fresh questions about whether he still has the support of key football stakeholders. My colleague Julio Ashrifiamwa has more in this report.
On July 28, reports emerged of a proposed $20 billion commercial subsidiary that would have given private investors an interest in FIFA's most valuable property, the World Cup. The reaction was immediate. UEFA, CONCACAF, and the AFC were among the confederations to reject the proposal. And just 4 days later, on August 1, FIFA abandoned the plan. On Monday, the 3 confederations published a joint 3-page open letter to the football family, and their message was blunt. They rejected FIFA's explanation that the World Cup proposal was simply a mistake. Instead, they described it as a profound failure of judgment and a fundamental breach of trust. And they accused a leader within football governance structure of abandoning their duty and breaking trust through what they called deception. These 3 confederations had already opposed the proposal before it was withdrawn. UEFA even went further. It previously announced a boycott of FIFA competitions and only last week confirmed that the threat remained while Infantino is still president. The three bodies have also questioned the way FIFA's management committee meeting in Morocco was handled. Rather than addressing the wider concerns about FIFA's senior leadership at its headquarters in Switzerland, the meeting ended with a public statement backing Infantino. So, this is no longer simply about a failed commercial proposal. It is becoming a battle over trust, power, and leadership at FIFA, and the timing could hardly be more interesting. Because while Infantino is facing this political storm, the 2026 World Cup has been an enormous commercial success. The tournament generated a reported $8.9 billion in revenue, around 54% more than the $5.8 billion generated by the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. So, this isn't a story about FIFA struggling financially. The problem is whether its president is making enough political capital. Infantino has not been removed from office, and that is important because UEFA, CONCACAF, and the AFC cannot simply sack the FIFA president. Its position is ultimately determined through FIFA's own governance and presidential election process. The next FIFA presidential election is scheduled for March 18, 2027 in Rabat, Morocco. Infantino has already confirmed that he intends to seek a fourth and final term. Before the World Cup, his path to re-election looked relatively straightforward. Now, it looks considerably more complicated.
Well, that's the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abeko. You'd have to pray. The last time we went to the World Cup for the Black Queens was in 2007. So if you want to see them again in the World Cup, you
2007?
Yeah.
19 years ago?
Yeah, you have to pray.
I'll pray.
Thank you very much.
I will pray.
That's your sport.
Thank you very much, Abeku. All right, and this is where we part company. This has been the Channel 1 Newsroom, but you can visit our website, channel1newsonline.com, for information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Channel 1 TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Channel 1 TV. Download the Channel 1 Newsroom app on Google Play Store. I'm Frema Edunami. Thanks for watching.
Looking for everything made in Ghana? All in one place? Then get ready. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is here. A bold celebration of Ghanaian creativity, innovation, and